What happens when two of Korea's brightest stars drop the biggest bombshell of the year, right in front of thousands of screaming fans? Park Jin-young holds hands with Kim Yoo-jung and boldly declares their love under the blinding lights. Is this real? Is it a publicity stunt? The beginning of K-entertainment's most iconic love story? Join us now on Red Carpet Revealed as we uncover the truth behind this jaw-dropping moment. It was a moment no one saw coming, and yet it felt like destiny unfolding on the most unexpected stage. The 2025 K-Stage Music Festival, held at the Sky Garden Arena in Seoul, had already been an unforgettable evening, an event packed with performances, collaborations, and emotional tributes. Nothing could prepare the audience for what was about to happen when Park Jin-young, the founder of JYP Entertainment and an iconic figure in K-pop, stepped onto the stage not with a mic alone, but hand in hand with one of Korea's most beloved actresses, Kim Yoo-jung. The crowd froze. For a brief moment, silence fell over the thousands who had gathered under the stadium lights. The high-definition LED screen captured their clasped hands, zooming in just enough to show how gently but firmly they held onto each other. Park Jin-young, dressed in a white silk suit that shimmered under the lights, stood tall with a confident expression. Kim Yoo-jung, in a soft lavender dress that swayed with each step, looked radiant and slightly nervous, but her smile was real, filled with a mix of relief and courage. What followed next would send shockwaves not only through the arena but across the entire Korean entertainment industry. This is not a performance, Jin-young began, his voice steady, reverberating through the sound system. Tonight, I am not here as a singer or producer. I'm here as a man in love. I want to tell the world, with no hesitation, that the person I hold hands with now is the person I've chosen with my heart. A collective gasp ran through the stadium. Phones flew into the air to record the moment. Some fans screamed. Others stood motionless, trying to process what they had just heard. It wasn't a teaser for a new drama. It wasn't a PR stunt. This was raw, real, and absolutely unprecedented. Kim Yoo-jung looked up at Jin-young, nodded slightly, and took the microphone herself. I know this may be surprising to many, she said, her voice slightly trembling but clear. We've both lived under the spotlight for a long time. We've kept our personal lives private, not because we were ashamed, but because we were afraid of how it might affect the people who support us. But love is not something to hide forever. There was no need for an official press release. No teaser images. No confirmation through agencies. This was the confirmation, the kind that came straight from the heart. In front of tens of thousands of people. Under the eyes of the nation. The love story that followed was not born from a sudden spark or overnight affection. According to a close confidant of the couple, their relationship had been brewing quietly for over a year. They met at a charity gala hosted by a mutual friend. The source shared. It wasn't an instant love story. It was slow, patient, and thoughtful, just like both of them. Jin-young, who had long been admired not just for his musical genius but for his deep spirituality and reflective nature, found in Yoo-jung a kindred spirit. Despite their age difference, something that would surely become a point of public discussion, they connected on a philosophical level, often exchanging thoughts about art, creativity, and even healing. Kim Yoo-jung, now a matured actress with countless awards and a reputation for her quiet grace, had just finished a demanding year on screen. Success of her latest drama, Whispers of the Willow, had pushed her to international fame. But behind the scenes, she was reportedly dealing with burnout and questioning her future in the spotlight. He listened, she said in a later interview, like no one else ever had. Their relationship had been guarded with extreme care. They met mostly in private spaces, studio basements, after-hours bookstores, remote countryside villas. And yet, rumors swirled. A blurry photo of a man believed to be Jin-young seen near Yoo-jung's film set sparked tabloid speculation months ago. Both of their agencies issued vague denials. But the truth, as it turns out, had already taken root. Tonight's declaration wasn't just about romance. It was about reclaiming their truth. As the couple stood on stage, they were joined by a live string orchestra, completely unrehearsed, and began to sing a duet. The Meaning of You, by IU and Kim Chang-won. A song loaded with emotion and deep sentiment. Jin-young played the piano. Yoo-jung, surprisingly, sang. It was not polished. It was not professional. But it was beautiful. Fans cried. Some smiled through their tears. Others stood with their phones down, simply watching, feeling. It was not just entertainment anymore. This was a cultural shift. Backstage, the atmosphere was no less intense. Security had to double as Jin-young and Yoo-jung exited the stage. Reporters crowded the corridor. One screamed, "Is this serious or temporary?" To which Jin-young, smiling, only replied, "You'll see us again very soon. Not as separate stars, but as one team." Almost immediately, social media exploded. #Jin-Yoo couple trended globally. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok became flooded with videos, comments, and fan art. Messages ranged from wild support to hesitant curiosity. Meanwhile, both agencies, JYP Entertainment and Awesome End, were reportedly caught off guard. While they had known about the relationship, had anticipated the sudden public confirmation. Within hours, both issued formal responses. Stated, Park Jin-young is a respected figure and has full autonomy over his personal life. We support his choices and respect his courage in expressing himself openly. Awesome End echoed the sentiment. Kim Yoo-jung has always been sincere and authentic. We support her happiness and respect her decision to share this special moment with fans directly. Industry insiders are now bracing for what this revelation means. Already, sponsors are circling the couple for CF offers, and fans have launched a support campaign under the name With Jin-yoo. Fan cafes are reportedly organizing events to celebrate the couple's public debut. However, not all reactions have been warm. Some conservative fans expressed concern over the implications of such a public romance. Online forums lit up with debates, analyzing every word and gesture from the stage event. One user commented, "They're brave, but this might change the landscape for other idols." Indeed, it might. For years, idols and actors in Korea have been forced to hide their romantic lives to protect their careers and fan bases. This bold move by Jin-young and Yoo-jung may have cracked that tradition wide open. Still, one thing is certain, this was not a moment that can be undone. It has been etched into the memory of every witness. A moment when love was not just whispered in secret, spoken out loud under the stars. And as the evening drew to a close, the final image on the massive screen showed a black and white snapshot, taken just seconds ago, of Park Jin-young and Kim Yoo-jung walking off stage, hands still clasped, silhouettes backlit by golden lights, disappearing together into the wings of their own story. The moment they disappeared backstage, hand in hand, the world changed for them, but also for everyone watching. This was more than just a couple's love story, it was the breaking of an invisible wall that had held Korean celebrities captive for decades. It was a rebellion, soft yet seismic, but powerful. Backstage, chaos. Dozens of staff members stood frozen, unsure whether to celebrate or prepare for a PR crisis. Jin-young, calm but visibly moved, looked around and smiled. Yoo-jung clung to his arm, whispering something only he could hear. Their manager, normally stoic, covered his mouth in disbelief and mumbled, "You really did it." "Yes, he did." Reporters gathered like a tidal wave outside the venue. Cameras clicked furiously. "Please comment. Are you two engaged?" someone yelled. Jin-young paused for a brief moment before offering the smallest, most devastatingly powerful smile. "We're not in a rush. But we're not hiding anymore either." That night, Yoo-jung returned home quietly under heavy escort. But she didn't go to bed. She sat in her living room with her sister, scrolling through the internet, watching the world react. It was trending #1 in 17 countries. Name paired with his. Headlines ranged from the shock of the year to the love story Korea didn't know it needed. Some fans cried happy tears in TikTok reaction videos. Others stitched together every known photo or moment the two had shared in public over the last year, proving what only their hearts had known privately. While Jin-young was back in his studio, he didn't sleep either. Instead, he sat at his piano, the same one where he'd written some of Korea's greatest ballads, and began composing again. The keys felt lighter, his heart less guarded. The melody came quickly, almost as if it had been waiting in the dark all this time. He titled it, "We Held Hands." By the next morning, both JYP and Awesome End had released joint statements. "We sincerely thank fans and the media for their overwhelming interest in Park Jin-young and Kim Yoo-jung's relationship. After much thought and care, they chose to share their truth with the world in their own way. We ask for your continued support as they walk this path together, not only as artists, but as human beings. The phrase in their own way resonated deeply. Industry where relationships are often denied, hidden, or destroyed under pressure. Jin-young and Yoo-jung had taken the rarest road, honesty. It didn't come through Instagram posts or dispatch revelations. It came from a stage, a microphone, human connection. And the fans responded. Fans, one of Jin-young's largest fan communities, issued a public letter of support. We've loved Park Jin-young not just for his music, but for his values. Today, those values shone brighter than ever. As long as he's happy and honest, we stand behind him. Even Yoo-jung's younger fan base, initially stunned, round quickly. One viral tweet read, "He's always been our Uni. If he makes her smile like that, we welcome Oppa into the family." Industry reactions were mixed but growingly supportive. Singer Sunmi, a longtime friend and former J-pop artist, posted an Instagram story with a throwback photo of Jin-young, writing, "Hyung, finally letting love be love. Proud of you." Veteran actor Yoo Ji-tae posted, "A bold and beautiful moment. Respect." But behind the scenes, the couple was processing everything in silence. After the media storm, Yoo-jung took a brief hiatus from filming. Her agency allowed her a 2-week personal leave, and she reportedly spent much of it away from Seoul, in the countryside, with Jin-young. A fan who happened to pass them at a small coastal cafe in Gangneung shared an unfiltered memory on social media. They weren't wearing disguises, just a hoodie and cap. She was drinking something warm, writing in a notebook. They looked peaceful, like they belonged. That was all they wanted. In a surprise move, Jin-young announced a special single release. Not a comeback, not an album, just a song. One song, written the night of their public declaration, titled "We Held Hands." The ballad dropped on all streaming platforms 2 weeks later. It opened with soft piano and a distant echo of a crowd, a sound effect from the actual festival night. Then his voice, raw, lower than usual, vulnerable, hit our love like a folded letter. But the wind found it, and the world read it out loud. I held your hand, and it felt like the first sunrise after a storm. The song rose to #1 within hours. Yoo posted only one message on her SNS that day. A simple line. "Yes, we did." By a photo of their clasped hands. From that point forward, they didn't just become a couple, they became a phenomenon. Brand endorsements rolled in. A luxury fashion house offered them a joint campaign. A well-known streaming platform proposed a documentary-style special on their story. They declined most. Young stated in an interview, "This wasn't for business. It wasn't marketing. We're not trying to capitalize on this. We just didn't want to lie anymore." Still, one joint project caught everyone by surprise. A short film, co-written by Jin-young and starring Yoo-jung, was announced for the Busan International Film Festival. Titled Evening Light. It told the story of two public figures who fall in love in secret, then must choose between silence or truth. The film wasn't autobiographical, they said. But everyone knew better. As the months passed, they were spotted more freely. No more hiding behind tinted windows or decking down in cars. They attended a wedding together, Jin-young in a classic tuxedo, Yoo-jung in a flowing champagne-colored dress. They were seated together, smiling comfortably, as cameras flashed around them. And when Yoo-jung's new drama Sea of Stars premiered, Jin-young sent a truck of coffee and snacks with a banner that read, "For the brightest star in my galaxy, break a leg, my love." People were no longer surprised. They were charmed. Yet in the quiet moments away from public eyes, to continue to nurture what they had started. Jin-young often spoke about how Yoo-jung grounded him. "Makes me feel 20 again," he said. But also, like a better man. Yoo-jung, in turn, revealed in a candid interview with Marie Claire, "He doesn't treat me like an actress. Treats me like a person, with opinions, fears, and dreams. That's rare in this world." There be a wedding? Neither has confirmed. Neither has denied. But when asked during a variety show appearance, Jin-young only smiled and said, "Already made one promise. The rest, we'll keep to ourselves, for now." But fans aren't waiting. They've already coined their imaginary wedding hashtag, Jin-you Ever After. And if one listens closely to the whispers of the fandom, There's a collective hope that their story won't just end in headlines, but in history. For now, we have a love story born not from scandal, not from contract, but from courage. Courage to walk on stage. Courage to speak from the heart. Courage to hold hands and never let go. In a world that often punishes sincerity, Park Jin-young and Kim Yoo-jung reminded us all that sometimes the most powerful thing two people can do is simply love out loud. And maybe, just maybe, that's the kind of story we all need right now.